Hi there, welcome back to Torment, Tides of Numenera. Our voiced roleplay playthrough too. Through this amazing game full of strange stories. So what are we going to do next? We have talked to Elginto and to Kanadu. Trying to talk to the Nichtemeron. So what to do next? We'll search for the missing slave girl, Rin. Rin is... I have a hunch where she might be. But we'll just go for another area. I think it's amazing that there are these dragon shadows going along. Oh, this is also a nice store. We should enter there too. But first things first. Who is that guy, right? Who is that guy? So it's sneaking around Oscura's place. I heard something rustling inside that crashed airship. One at a time, one at a time. Mercenaries, when will it end? Lord Wundgen. Declaiming to the crowd is a well-dressed but sickly-looking man, short, dumpy, and an unhealthy shade of yellow. Despite this, he has the proud demeanor and the stentorian voice of a much larger man. He booms at you as you approach. Ah, another likely lady, excellent. People have called for deliverance from this ravaging Stickers, and a hero has answered. Most courageous of you. Scan thoughts, you are all heroes who stand up in the face of conflict.
I'll remember that.
Lord Wundgen smiles. All you have to do is be the first to find the rogue Stickers that's been terrorizing Cliff's Edge. Return here and tell me precisely where it is, and I'll take it from there. He pats you on the shoulder. And you'll be rewarded, I promise you. As the head of a slave family, I'll owe you a favor, and my favor carries a good deal of weight. Can I ask you more about the Stickers and its kind? He nods, of course. Knowing the enemy is the first step to defeating it. What exactly is a Stickers? They are horrible, undermining vermin from another world. They tunnel beneath the streets of our city, undermining our homes and causing them to collapse. Our deaths are nothing to them. They don't even believe that humans are sentient creatures. What? I mean, personally I doubt, but are we really human? What else can you tell me, though, about the rogue Stickers you're looking for? Shudders. The vile thing appeared in Cliff's Edge a few days ago, and it's been skulking around ever since. The whole neighborhood lives in fear of it. Scan thoughts, they should be afraid. I make sure of it. So he's using that situation to cause fear in these guys, it seems. So, why is Cliff's Edge so afraid of these Stickers? Some will tell you because this district has suffered the most from the Stickers digging. Houses collapsing on people, others falling into the sea. There's some truth to that, but the real reason is that people here have become weak and afraid. They aren't prepared to face adversity. He leans in, warming to his subject. Indeed, if the Sticker didn't exist, I would be tempted to invent them, for they are just what the city needs to stiffen its spine. Cliff's our once proud empire has abandoned its holdings and ceded its territories to autochthonous tribes and wild beasts. It's time to take them back. But how can we do that when our citizens have become lazy, timid children? Scan thoughts, they are the perfect opportunity. The weak will become stronger. So he means kind of well, but he wants trouble. I'm not sure. I mean, we're a scientist at heart, so... Let's let's rather ask questions. Sagas Cliffs had an empire. Indeed, we held all the lands from here to Ornew's Unagran. That was before the slave uprising that brought the slave families to power. Some of us seek to reclaim what we lost. Or to live in that age. Sagas advanced so quickly back then. Remind me again, how great was this empire you lost? From the shores of Garavia Sound to farthest reach of Ornew's Unagran. This was centuries past before Chilla's rebellion brought the slave families to power. Well, this might be right, but what's our opinion? Someone to lead them? No, everyone thinks of its own very well. But empires only serve the interests of a lucky few. Most people suffer and gain little in return. Lord Wundgen frowns, and how much more would they suffer without the empire? The empire serves all, even the least. In a strong civilization, is better off than the best of the weak one. I'm not sure about that. I think he's wrong. So we're not sure about that. Well, can we ask you something else? Of course. Well, tell me about yourself, Mr. Wundgen. Puts a hand to his chest and raises his chins. I am Jars Wundgen of House Wundgen, one of the most respected of the slave families. I also have the honor of serving on the council. He looks around him uneasily. I don't usually descend to this neighborhood, but in such a crisis, one must put one's finer feelings aside and do what one can for one's city. Who are these slave families? He puffs up with pride. We are the descendants of the slaves who rose up with Chilla the Great. They smashed the oligarchs who ruled this city and replaced their despotism with fair and egalitarian leadership, creating a city where anyone can achieve anything if they only try. So he's proud of that, but on the other hand, he wants to abolish that leadership. That doesn't make sense, right? And out of nowhere, I'm looking for an albino woman, an assassin named Matkina. Do you know her? I mean, we'll ask anyone about them. We're probably having a hunch that he might know something, as he's such an important person. I don't know who that is, and by the sound of it, I don't want to. She sounds like a dreadful person. Scan thoughts. Why does she seek the White Death? What can you tell me, Lord Wundgen, about Cliff's Edge? Alas, I rarely pass through these miserable streets, so I know little about them, but I go where my city needs me. Do they really need you? Thank you and farewell, Mr. Wundgen, eh? So there's a troublemaker here. And, oh, there's one of the eaters. Let's talk to him. Flesh creeps if you let it. If you let it. The flesh creeps, yeah. Let's go up here. What's up there? Let's find out. Yes, there might be something hidden here. This fallen pile of wood and stone marks the place where a house once stood. You can only walk away, strangely. Let's talk to these guys. Who are they? Aitazi. Aitazi. Surprise briefly registers on the cultist's face when she sees you. Then she slightly inclines her head in respect. Greetings, beloved vessel. Well, they must be from the cult of the changing god. How may I help you? You seem less deferential than some of the other cultists. Why? Not all of us revere your father, she says carefully. We simply honor him for his boundless wisdom and bottomless knowledge. We wish to emulate him. She clears her throat. But worship him? No. Why are you less deferential than the other cultists again? We all interpret the lessons of your father in different ways. I honor him for his wisdom, but I do not worship him. Alright, good day to you. And you, Mr. Barrent? I'm not much of a talker, but I like listening. And Kuromo fidgets. Alright. What's that? The skull-like relief. Be a warning, or perhaps a notice that something harmless but related to death waits below. Could it be the White Death? That sounds like a mask. It looks like a mask too. And where's this water? And what's that? What does that guy do here? Oh, there's a nano here. If an alteration are you, Jono will take good care of you. And Piquo, who are you? The mutant boy gazes at the entrance to the chirurgical parlor, flinching at each scratch of razor metal on metal from within. By your estimation, he is in his late teens, but is the size of a young, malnourished child. His arms are little more than bone wrapped in red speckled skin, and a raw line zigzags down between his mismatched eyes and over his blade of a nose, as if pointing directly at his thin lips. He sees you looking, and bird-like muscles flex in his frail jaw. "Get a good look," he says, lifting his chin. "Or maybe you want to call me some names. I hear eggshell a lot. Maybe lightning bolt. I get that one from time to time." He crosses his bony arms and glares at you. "Don't let me stop you. Call me some names. Laugh. Do it now. Because in another few minutes, I'll be the one laughing." We didn't laugh. We just looked. Not laughing. Sorry I offended you. "I don't want your apologies," he sighs. "You didn't offend me. Believe me, I'm used to this by now." What? "I'm not going to be the butt of everyone's jokes anymore," he says. Electricity sizzles briefly within the nearby parlor. This time he does not flinch away. Lightning flickers trapped in his determined eyes. "I have some money, all right. I'm going to use it to change myself. Change everything I can." "What sort of changes are you considering?" "Right," he says with a bitter laugh. "Like I'm going to take advice from a girl." You don't like women?" "What?" "No, I like women, and they like laughing at me. We get along just fine." "Well, I'm not laughing at you. What are you talking about?" You're talking to me out of charity or pity." "I don't want either." Are you sure there isn't anything I can do to change your mind about talking to me?" "Yes, I'm sure. I don't want your help." "All right. Can everyone buy improvements from the parlor?" "Yes," he says. "You pay the keeper, and the drones remake your body the way you want." "Oh, thank you and farewell. Very interesting."
Yes.
It must be the drones, and there's a lot to see here. The shape of this operating table provides little information regarding the physiology of the beings it was originally designed to treat, and this one. The books jamming the shelves of the desk are divided equally between obscure medical texts and mechanical how-to manuals. I think I'm afraid. These shelves abound with beakers, flasks, and other myriad containers. The utter lack of labels on any of them is somewhat worrying. Well, let's talk to the boss, right? "Hey there, Journo." This old man's skin is covered in makeup painstakingly drawn to resemble dark stone. His eyes widen briefly as he notices you, and his face and neck hardens into actual obsidian for a moment. Then he smiles and nods at you, his features mobile once more. "Welcome, welcome," he says. "Sorry about the stone. Polymorphic flesh modification, you see. I didn't see you walk up, and I assumed you were going to cut my throat and take my chirurgical parlor for yourself." Why would you think such a thing?" "I do good business here," the old man shrugs. "If I were a younger man looking to make a name for myself in this city, I'd kill me too." And okay, we won't trust this guy to modify any one of us. My theoretical parlor is a marvel of the prior world. You see, just pick an item or a service, pay my outrageous fees, and after only a short to long period of fairly safe but indescribable agony, you walk away with some horrible Numenera bits whirring away inside you. He pokes a few buttons on a device strapped to his wrist and lights twinkle across its length. A dark, glassy lens focuses on you. Well, interested? I can't help noticing that you're a very honest man. Well spotted, he says, nodding. Clear streaks of quartz run up his prominent cheekbones, revealing the muscle beneath. It's a side effect of my modifications. Couldn't lie to you if you begged me to. He shrugs. Her honesty is usually a hindrance to a businessman, but people seem to like it. Scan thought it's a blessing, in my opinion. How did you come to own this parlor? It was originally a partnership, he says. My colleagues and I spent 2 years digging it out and getting the whole mess working. He sighs. Of course, we had to test the drones before we tried them on anyone else. Customers getting skinned alive on opening day is bad for business. Turns out that was a wise move. Gorna chose an intelligence modification, and the drones cut off his head to work on it more directly. Mior picked strength, and the drones sliced off her arms. They defaulted to severe in those days. He smiles fondly. Anyway, 6 partners later, I was the sole proprietor. I worked out the kinks, and here we are, with no fatalities in, months. No fatalities in months. Scan thoughts. The strongest survived. Of course, it might not have been me, but, well, it was. Show me your list of items and services. Of course, he says, tapping a few buttons. A broad device encircling his wrist. The lens beams a cone of light directly onto your eye, which immediately begins watering. Blinking, you see a menu of items, seemingly hanging in the air. What? The clawed gauntlets, the jagged memory, encroaching darkness, blood nanites, Numenera analyzer, artificial eyeball. How painful are these? That is a popular question, he says, and it does vary from procedure to procedure, but if you're seeking a general area, he taps his chin thoughtfully, my customers usually range between shrieking for a merciful death and groaning while soiling themselves, if that helps. They almost always seem happy with the results, and they survive. He smiled. Now, are you ready to buy something? Not really. I mean, that's interesting, but... Well, let's ask about the jagged memory. Memory seems good. This, says with a raised finger, is a tricky one. It's a mesh that fuses through your skin, leaving jagged marks like tattoos. When you attack, you'll always hit your enemy's old wounds, even if they weren't there before. Told you it was a tricky one. Beams proudly. Yours for 110 shins. No thank you. Your loss, he says. Interested in anything else? Whoa. We have to think about that for a while. So farewell for now. Thank you for watching. Happy gaming to you. And see you in the next episode of Torment Tides of Numenera.